Hey guys, it's me. I don't know how the volume is gonna be on here because I'm using my laptop. So just gonna see how this turns out. Sorry that I haven't made a video in quite a while. I'm gonna make this video, of course. I mean, obviously you're watching it. The topic this week is childhood stories, I believe. And so the story that I'm gonna read is a story that I read when I was young. I don't know who read it to me. I think it was like a teacher or my mom. I'm not sure. But I ordered it on Amazon a few years ago, and here it is. The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. I hope it looks right and it's not backwards. Oh well, I guess we'll figure it out. Okay. So you open it to like, this is the first page. Okay. I'm gonna have different accents. They're not gonna be good, but they're gonna be different. Okay. I found a kernel of wheat, said the little red hen. Now who helped me plant this wheat? Where's that lazy dog? Where's that lazy cat? Where's that lazy mouse? Wait a minute. Hold everything. You can't tell your story right here. This is the end paper. The book hasn't even started yet. Who are you? Will you help me plant the wheat? I'm Jack the narrator. And no, I can't help you plant the wheat. I'm a very busy guy trying to put a book together. Now, why don't you just disappear for a few pages and I'll call you when I need you. But who will help me tell my story? Who will help me draw a picture of the wheat? Who will help me spell the wheat? Listen, hen. Forget the wheat. Here comes the title page. Title page for the Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. Strange book, I know. Here's the dedication page. I know. The page is upside down. I meant to do that. Whoever looks at that dedication stuff anyway will. If you really want to read it, you can always stand on your head. So stand on your head and read that. Then there's like this long introduction stuff, but I don't really care about that. Okay, first story. Chicken Licken. Once upon a time, Chicken Licken was standing around when a piece of something fell on her head. She wasn't the brightest thing on her two legs, so she started running around in circles, clucking, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling, we must tell the president." Chicken Licken ran to her friend Ducky Lucky and clucked, Ducky Lucky, the sky is falling, we must tell the president." "Let's go," quacked Ducky Lucky. Chicken Licken and Ducky Lucky ran to their friend Goosey Lucy and yelled, Goosey Lucy, the sky is falling, we have to tell the president." "Let's go," honked Goosey Lucy. Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, and Goosey Lucy ran to their friend Cocky Locky and yelled, Cocky Locky, the sky is falling, we must tell the president." "Let's go," crowed Cocky Locky. There's Chicken Licken. Which looks really weird, just saying. Wait a minute, cried Jack the narrator. I forgot the table of contents. "Hey, you're not in the story," said Chicken Licken. "I know," said Jack the narrator, "but I came to warn you. The table of contents is, the sky is falling, we must tell the president," clucked Chicken Licken. So Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky ignored Jack the narrator and ran off to catch a plane to Washington. Just outside the airport, they met Foxy Loxy. Foxy Loxy, the sky is falling, we must tell the president." Yelled Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky. "Well, come with me," said Foxy Loxy. "I know a shortcut to the airport." Foxy Loxy led Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky to his cave. He didn't get to eat them though, because Chicken Licken was almost right. The sky wasn't falling. There's Jack trying to warn them. The table of contents was, it fell and squashed everyone. The end. They're all dead. Next page. Okay, here's the table of contents. Next story. The Princess and the Bowling Ball. Once upon a time there was a prince, and this prince's dad and mom, the king and queen, somehow got it in the royal heads that no princess would be good enough for their boy unless she could feel a pea through 100 mattresses. So it should come as no surprise that the prince had a very hard time finding a princess. Every time he met a nice girl, his mom and dad would pile 100 mattresses on top of a pea and then invite her to sleep over. When the princess came down for breakfast, the queen would ask, "How was your sleep, dear?" The princess would politely say, "Fine, thank you." And the king would show her the door. Now this went on for 3 years. And of course nobody ever felt the pea under 100 mattresses. Then one day the prince met the girl of his dreams. He decided he'd better do something about it. That night before the princess went to bed, the prince slipped his bowling ball under 100 mattresses. When the princess came down for breakfast the next morning, the queen asked, "How did you sleep, dear?" "This might sound odd," said the princess, "but I think you need another mattress. I felt like I was sleeping on a lump as big as a bowling ball." The king and queen were satisfied. The prince and princess were married, and everyone lived happily, though maybe not completely honestly, ever after. The end. Here's a picture. Bowling ball. Next story, The Really Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a mother duck and a father duck who had 7 baby ducklings. 6 of them were regular-looking ducklings. The 7th was a really ugly duckling. Everyone used to say, "What a nice-looking bunch of ducklings," all except that one. "Boy, he is really ugly." The really ugly duckling heard these people, but didn't care. He knew that one day he would probably grow up to be a swan and be bigger and look better than anything in the pond. I don't think that's in the cards for him. Well, as it turned out, he was just a really ugly duckling, and he grew up to be just a really ugly duck. The end. Story of my life. Next story. The Other Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a frog. One day, he was sitting on his lily pad, and he saw a beautiful princess sitting by the pond. He hopped in the water, swam over to her, and poked his head out of the weeds. "Pardon me, a beautiful princess," he said in his most sad and pathetic voice. "I wonder if you could help me." The princess was about to jump up and run, but she felt sorry for the frog with his sad and pathetic voice. So she asked, "What can I do to help you, little frog?" "Well," said the frog, "I'm not really a frog, but a handsome prince who has turned into a frog by a wicked witch's spell. And the spell can only be broken by the kiss of a beautiful princess." The princess thought about this for a second and then lifted the frog from the pond and kissed him. "I was just kidding," said the frog. He jumped back into the pond, and the princess wiped the frog slime off her lips. The end. There's the frog. Tongue with all its contents. Next story. Little Red Running Shorts. "Okay, I've got things running smoothly now," said Jack the narrator. And this next story is even better than the last 3. See, it's about this girl who runs very fast and always wears these red running shorts. That's where her name comes from. Get it? So anyway, this girl is running to her granny's house when she meets a wolf. He tricks her into taking the long way while he takes the shortcut. Now this is a good part because Red runs so fast that she beats the wolf to the granny's house. He knocks on the door, Red answers, and guess what she says? My, what slow feet you have. And that's it. The end. Is that a great story or what? So sit back, relax, and enjoy Little Red Running Shorts. And now, like I said, the Little Red Running Shorts. You just told the whole story, says Little Red Running Shorts. We're not going to tell it again. You can't say that, says Jack. You have to start with once upon a time. No way, says the wolf. You blew it. But you guys are next. Look at the title at the top of the page. Little Red Running Shorts. That's you. Let's go, wolf. We're out of here. Wait, you can't do this. You're supposed to be 3 pages long. What do I do when we turn the page? Okay, whoops. Them walking away. That's them. Their spot's gone. And then when you turn the page, it's nothing but the hen. I planted the wheat. I watered the wheat. I harvested the wheat. Now do I get to tell my story? Said the little red hen. Say, what's going on here? Why is that page blank? Is that my page? Where's that lazy dog? Where's that lazy cat? Where's that lazy mouse? How do they expect me to tell my whole story by myself? Where's that lazy narrator? Where's that lazy illustrator? Where's that lazy author? Jack's bean problem. Forget that, hen. Now it's time for the best story in the whole book. My story. Because once upon a time, I traded our last cow for 3 magic beans and... Hey, Giant. What are you doing down here? You're wrecking my whole story.
I don't like that story, said the giant. You always trick me.
That's the best part, says Jack.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, fory.
I have made my own story. Great rhyme, Giant. And I'm sure your story is just as good, but there's no room for it. So why don't you climb up back to the beanstalk? I'll be up in a few minutes to steal your gold and your singing harp.
I'll grind your bones to make my bread.
I knew you'd understand. And here's another little thing that's really bugging me. Could you please stop talking in uppercase letters? It really messes up the page.
I will read my story now,
said the giant, and he did. Giant story. The end of The Evil Stepmother said, I'll huff and snuff and give you 3 wishes. The beast changed into 7 dwarfs, happily ever after, for a spell had been cast by a wicked witch once upon a time. That's your story? Said Jack. You've got to be kidding. That's not a fairly stupid tale. That's an incredibly stupid tale. That's an unbelievably stupid tale. That is the most stupidest tale I ever... Ugh! The giant grabbed Jack and dragged him to the next page. Jack's story. No, I'm not going to read all that. Okay, once upon a time there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, Tell me a better story or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyhow.
Ho, ho, ho.
The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and then began his story. And then it's just the same thing over and over and over again in small letters. So I'm not going to read all that. Next story. Cinderrumpelstiltskin, or The Girl Who Really Blew It. Once upon a time there was a beautiful girl named Cinderella who lived with her wicked stepmother and 2 ugly stepsisters. These step-relatives were not only wicked and ugly, they also made Cinderella clean the house every day. One day the local prince announced that he was holding a fabulous ball at his castle. Everyone was invited. The stepmother and stepsisters all got dressed up to go, but as usual they made Cinderella clean the house, so she didn't have time to get ready. After the stepmother and stepsisters left for the ball, Cinderella sat down and began to cry. Just then a little man appeared. "Please don't cry," he said. "I can help you spin straw into gold." "I don't think that'll do me much good," said Cinderella. "I need a fancy dress, glass slippers, and a coach." "Would you like to try to guess my name?" said the clever little man. Cinderella looked at him. "No, not really." "Come on, do you think it's Chester?" "If you don't have a dress, it doesn't really matter." "Oh, just guess a name, any name." "I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," said Cinderella. Then she closed the door and left the little man standing outside screaming, "Rumpelstiltskin, Rumpelstiltskin, Rumpelstiltskin!" When the stepmother and stepsisters got home from the ball, Cinderella told them about the strange little man. They still made her clean the house, and meaner still, they changed her name to Cinderupperstiltskin. The end. Next story. The Tortoise and the Hare. Once upon a time there was a tortoise who was very slow, but very dependable. He would always get where he set out to go. It just took him longer than most people. One day Rabbit saw Tortoise walking slowly but surely down the road. It said, "Tortoise, you are so slow. I could probably grow hair faster than you run." "Oh yeah?" said Tortoise slowly. "Yeah." So they decided to race. On the day of the big race, Tortoise and the Rabbit lined up at the starting line. Owl said, "On your mark, get set, grow!" Tortoise started to run. Rabbit started to grow his hair.